busy people getting fit in Fulshear, Texas. Our aim is to help you look better, feel better, and perform better as quickly as possible. I'm your host, Brian White with Blue Eagle Fitness and Nutrition. Welcome. Hey, what's up, Clancy?
Hey, Brian, how's it going?
Great. Next week is Thanksgiving.
Yes, it is.
And then I think 4 weeks after that will be Christmas. So we are maybe like 3 or 4 days away from the start of our holiday season. And do you want to know the number one question I get this time of year, including 3 times in the past 2 days?
How do I survive the holidays and not overdo it?
Yeah. So for about 3 or 4 years, I tracked my weight. I use the ARIA scale it's a Fitbit version. It tells you that it measures body fat, but as we've discussed before on this podcast, it does not calculate body fat. What it does do is it weighed me and then would upload the data onto the cloud and I could download it, which was super helpful. And I looked back at 4 years of data. Okay. And this is just me more or less trying to maintain my weight. No, I'm sorry. That's wrong. This was at a time when I was heavier than I wanted to be and wanted to lose weight. Okay. So this was 9 years ago when I started this. And the data was amazing. So I hit my low point, my lowest weight in about, let's call it June. I'm sorry. I'm totally messing up the story. Hit my lowest weight in October. And then in November, it creeps up all the way up through the end of December and really so my birthday is at the end of January. My wife's birthday is at the beginning of February. Then you have Valentine's Day. Then March comes and we have spring break. April comes and we have my other daughter's birthday. So that's mid-April. So my weight would actually start coming down mid-April and would come down and keep going down until the end of October when it would go back up again.
I completely relate because my life is one big party after another. Like, I love a good party.
Yes.
It's rare that I'm going to skip. There must be something going on, but yeah, it is tough. It's tough when you got something every month that you're celebrating. Like,
correct.
It's a real
or
thing.
multiple times a month that you're celebrating.
Yeah.
I went a year where I only ate sugar 1 day a year. And when I say cut out sugar, I cut out ketchup. I cut out certainly all cereals, bread, because bread is full of sugar. I cut out like peppermints. I mean, when I say cut out sugar, cut out sugar. But I would allow myself to eat it 1 day a week, 1 day a month. And I would save it for a party, so I could celebrate with my friends or whatever. But we were having multiple parties a month, and I was having to choose when I'm going to eat my sugar. And that was kind of one of the learnings, 2 learnings. One is that sugar is in a lot of stuff. And then second of all, I go to a lot. And this was when my kids were smaller. I'm going to a lot of birthday parties.
Right.
So
it's a real struggle. Like, I've been semi-retired for this past year since last December. And like, the struggle is real, man. Like, we started traveling every single month. And as you know, traveling is very difficult to, maintain. So
let's talk about the number one question I get is how can we approach the holiday season, still have a little fun without going completely off the rails. Okay. So I'm going to give 4 to 5 or 6. I don't know exactly how many we're going to turn this into, but we'll start with number one. Number one, stay hydrated. Okay. And rather than just calling it stay hydrated, because when are you hydrated, when you're not, it's really drink water. And if we're thinking, when I go to a party, especially when I know alcohol is going to be involved, I want to show up to that party having had at least 100 ounces of water to drink through the day.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yourself will thank you the next day if you go in like that.
It's amazing at how much better you feel the next day when we stay hydrated.
Oh yeah, I've learned that the hard way. Going in with maybe 40, 50 ounces. And I'm like, and I make up the rest of it in the wine. I'm like, that's not a good idea. Don't do that, kids. Don't do it.
Don't do that. In
Don't do it.
fact, so along with going into the party, having already had about 100 ounces, if not 120 ounces of water throughout the day, is when I'm at the party and I've had a drink, when I'm done, whether that's a cocktail or wine, when I'm done with that, I'm going to go back to a glass of water, an 8-ounce glass of water.
Yeah, that's especially good for talkers. Because let me tell you, I've been at parties and I've hosted parties where I got caught up and was talking and didn't realize, 17 glasses of champagne later, I haven't had any water. I don't know what's happened. I didn't eat. So, yeah, I love that. That works for me for sure. I
Great.
was hoping I could do one or two of these items on your list, by the way,
Yep.
but I can definitely do number one. So
Okay.
I'm in.
Love it.
I'm in so far. I'm in so far.
In fact, when the Rams won the Super Bowl, Matthew Stafford, the starting quarterback at the Super Bowl parade, got wasted. Just drank and never stopped. And the number one comment came from Tom Brady, and Tom Brady was, who's had 6 Super Bowls, so he has lots of experience at these Super Bowl parades. He even retweeted out and said, "We got to alternate with the water."
Yes, 100%.
Okay, so number 1, stay hydrated. Number 2, we're going to call it plan your treats. Okay, that's what we're going to call it. What do we mean by that? If we know we're going to a party and we know that we're going to have dessert, piece of pie, cake, or something, that can be fine, but that's going to be my treat. That's going to be my dessert. I'm not also going to have, go down the street from where I live and grab a crepe for lunch. I'm also not going to have Shipley Donuts, which is down the other street, for breakfast, right? My quote unquote treat, my dessert, is going to be the pie that I have at the party. So I need to be more aware of what I'm eating throughout the rest of the day. Really going to load up on healthy proteins and my fruits and vegetables.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not so much a problem with the pie. It's the charcuterie board. The crackers, man, it's
Oh, the
killing me.
crackers on the charcuterie board?
Oh my gosh, the crackers, the candied walnuts on the charcuterie board, the 10 different kinds of cheeses.
Okay, well, yeah, the cheeses are good, but I'm trying to say my number one thing is I'm trying to stay away from sugar.
Okay.
But you bring up a good point. Like, I'm going to stay away from the candied walnuts because that's sugar. I'm going to stay away from the crackers because that's more sugar. But I'm going to eat the cheese.
The cheese and like the little turkey roll ups or whatever. I
the
try to
little
go for
deli
those.
meats. Yeah, I'm going to
Yeah.
go for those. I'm
Yeah.
all about going for those on the charcuterie board.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
So those are our planning, our treats. My plan is to eat my treat at the party. That's my plan. And while we're on that topic, my plan is to eat one treat at the party, not all the treats.
Okay. Okay. Let's be clear.
Let's be clear here. We're going to have one treat at the party, not more than one treat, not half a pie. And one treat is a slice. Is a slice. On this tower, well, a new one, another one is going to be our pre-party eating. Okay.
Okay, this is
we
good.
touched on this a little bit, but I'm going to eat super healthy when I'm not at the party.
Okay, so what are you going to have before the party?
I'm going to have either my 2 eggs, 2 egg whites for breakfast, or my Greek yogurt for breakfast, along with a whole bowl of fruit and some. We've gotten into some protein pancakes. They're like three little pancakes, 3 little pancakes for 12 to 15 grams of protein. So I'm getting in 40 to 50 grams of protein for breakfast and a bowl of fruit. That's my breakfast. My lunch is probably going to be a sandwich with deli meat, some roast beef, and cheese and tomato and lettuce. And I love fruit, so I'm going to put some more fruit, or maybe a salad. I'll have a grilled chicken salad. We love the grilled chicken salads from Front Door Gourmet. So that'll be my lunch, grilled chicken salad from Front Door Gourmet.
So if the party starts at 6, are you going to have like a little healthy snack before you get to the party?
Yeah,
after
and then because so that you don't go in famished.
Right.
right?
Exactly.
So I'm going that, like, let's say if I had the grilled chicken salad for lunch, I'll have a sandwich before we go. Like that's
Yeah.
full of the deli meat, the roast beef or the turkey. Or
Right.
my wife makes this phenomenal um, taco salad. I love it. It's so good. I could eat that every day. And
Yum.
it's got a lot of ground beef in it. And then it's salad.
Mhm.
So I'll have that. Um, I would have that as a snack before I went to the party.
So if the party starts at 6, like, honestly, would you have your sandwich at 5 o'clock?
Yeah.
Like 4:30?
Yeah.
Okay.
If the party's at 7 or 8, I'm having my dinner or food at 5 o'clock on a
Yeah.
Saturday. Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, me too. I was just
We live in the
wondering
South,
because
in the Central Time Zone.
right,
Dinner is
right.
at 5.
It is at 5. It is. Yep. I like that one though for sure. Because if I go in famished, oh, it's over. It's done. Like I just plowed through the whole charcuterie board, the hummus, the dips, yeah, the pita chips. Can't do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that's a huge tip: is eat an hour before you go to the party. Like eat something healthy. So yeah.
Another tip, this is going to be our 4th tip, and I've now realized that we're going to give 5 tips total. So for our 4th tip
Okay.
is going to be that we are going to socialize away from the buffet.
Oh boy.
Lance is like, oh, I can't. I'm done.
I think I'm out on that one.
So let me give you an
Yeah.
example. A party at your house, right? You have this big, beautiful kitchen. That's the kitchen and the living room's all right there. It's one big open space. All the food is on the kitchen, and you've got multiple counters where food is within 3 feet, no matter where you stand, for the
Yeah.
most part. But you have a beautiful back porch, and there's no
Yeah.
food out there.
Yeah.
So a great place to hang out at your house is on your back porch.
Yeah. Yeah. That is true. And then I can, I have to be purposeful about walking back in to get my
Yeah,
plate or whatever. Yeah.
exactly. You have to walk like 30 feet. you have to take like 10 whole
You have
steps.
to really stuff. You
But
do.
you'll be amazed at how much you won't even get, or you have to get up off the couch that if it's cool, some cooler temperatures and you're under the blanket, right? If you're under the blanket sitting on it,
Yeah.
that's a lot of work just to get up and to graze, right?
It's not
Now you
even
don't want
worth
to do
it.
that.
It's
When
not
if you're
even worth it.
standing right there and you just reach over and pop in another little candied walnut.
Right, right. No, it's true because sometimes it's just not worth it to get up and walk 30 feet. It
Exactly right.
depends on who you're talking to. Um, but yeah, these are good because I really do struggle. I mean, again, I love parties. I love talking to people, and a lot of times I am not even aware how much wine I've had or champagne. Mine's not really the food per se. I'm not gonna be sitting there stuffing that in as much as I'm drinking wine and not paying attention to how
Yeah.
much I've had. And then the next day I'm like, what the heck happened? I didn't even know. And so I think the water, mixing it up with water and not letting other people fill your glass also is super
So
helpful.
we're rolling into our
Okay.
last suggestion on how to survive the holidays without going completely off the rails, and that is to have or find and then have an accountability partner. Ideally, someone who is at the party with you,
Ideally.
right? Because then that person can come
Woo-wee.
over and take away the glass of wine and not dump it out, but just move it off to the side and hand you a glass of water and say, "Hey, you're
Yes.
good," right? And then you can do the same for the other person,
Right. Yes.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That the accountability partner can help you both. Again, we're not being
We're not
babysat,
trying to,
right?
yeah, we're not trying to shame people
Yeah, we're not
or
shaming
embarrass
people. We're working
people.
together. You
Right.
and I have a goal
We
that
have an
we want.
agreement. Yeah.
We have an agreement that we listened to this podcast and we want to do the 4 things that we have talked about,
Yes.
right? We want to make sure
Yes.
we're hydrated. Want to make sure that we're eating and that treat, right? We're going to eat the treat, but we're only going to eat one treat so that when you go for your second piece of pie, I can go, hey, that's not what we agreed that
Yeah.
you wanted to do, right? I'm not telling you shouldn't. I'm telling you that the Clancy that I knew 2 hours ago told me that she didn't want that piece of pie.
Or we could have like a code word or something. You could be like Clancy. You could be like popcorn, or or something. We could have like a code word so that you're not like, and then I'd be like, oh yeah, water or whatever, code words work.
If you're my accountability partner, my code word is stop eating so much. Okay, that is my
Yeah, but
code word.
some people might not want, like, I may tell you I want to be accountable to you, but in the middle of the party, if you came up to me and you're like, Clancy, knock it off, you've had enough, I'd be like, oh my gosh, like I might be forgetting all about our agreement.
Oh, okay. That's not
or
how
maybe
I
we
work.
like tug the ear, or I know that's not how you work. That's what I'm telling you. Tug the ear or pull the hair, flip the hair, or code words. Yeah.
Okay,
But
so
these are
let's see
good.
if we
These are
can
good
recap
tips.
the 5 things that we're going to do to stay on the rails during the holiday season. Number
I
1, stay
I can do
hydrated.
one.
You
I
can
got
do
that
one.
one.
You
I
can
can
do
do
one.
that.
Stay hydrated, and
Yeah.
before the festivities and during the party, we're going to stay hydrated. Number 2, we're going to plan our treats. So if I know I'm going
Yeah.
to a party with dessert, then that is going to be my dessert. For me, a dessert a week is plenty for me to celebrate life. I don't need a dessert a day. I don't need a dessert
Yeah.
every day of the weekend, and I put weekend in quotes, and the weekend starts on Thursday, right? So 4 out of 7 days we're actually throwing down 500 calories of sugar. No,
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
so mine's going to be that one treat a week. So that's number 2. Number 3 is I'm going to eat super healthy for the rest of the day. Make sure I'm getting plenty of lean protein and fruits and vegetables, and I'm going to eat that snack before before going to the party. And then number 4 is I'm going to socialize away from the buffet. I'm going to put, and we just talked about it, could be as little as a door, inside versus outside, or as little as 30 feet, which is actually only 10 steps. Like, it doesn't have to be far. We just don't want to be within arm's reach of food.
Mm.
And then number 5 is I'm going to find an accountability partner who before going, you and I, or me and my accountability partner have come up with a strat. I've let the accountability partner know how I want to, when I have a rational mind, how I want to proceed.
So
I
if I
feel like
catch
you're
you,
laughing at me, not
I don't
listening.
know. I'm just laughing because I'm picturing the party. Like last year, we had a Christmas party at my house, and I'm just picturing you standing at the buffet and me running in from the porch going, Brian, get away from the buffet, get away from the food. Anyway, I don't know. I just had a picture in my head of that. But honestly, I feel like number 3 can like save my whole holiday. Like
Number 3. Which
going
one was
in,
number 3?
number 3 is eat that healthy. Like if I have a sandwich, that good sandwich with the lunch meat, like I like to load mine with lots of lettuce and everything
Okay.
too. I feel like that right there can just save me from so much trouble headed to a party, you know? So like I feel like 1 and 3 for me are like 80% of this equation,
Love it.
honestly. So
Love it. So
if you're
40% of our
listening,
tips are 80% of your equation. I like it.
hey, so like if you're listening to this video, what's going to save your bacon? Like is it 1 and 3? Do you feel like 2 and 4 are better for you? Like what is it for you? Because for me, it's 1 and 3.
Love it.
So
Thank you, Clancy.
well, thank you.
And I hope people let us know in the comments what they're thinking.
Me too. I want to hear from you.
Okay. Well, have a great day.
All right, you too.
You can get every episode of Busy People Getting Fit wherever you listen to your podcast or on YouTube. You can also reach us at busypeoplegettingfit.com. Until next time, thank you for listening.